Thank you again, guys, for watching this It's Just Lunch multi-part series. I appreciate anyone who's actually been watching through this marathon. I know it's been a little wordy, but I've been very detail-oriented, and I would want to be detail-oriented if I were you, if I was going to spend anywhere from $2,000+ for a 6 month maybe subscription of no one who has any really good reviews other than maybe a personal friend who's already been through this. Um, so that being said, I want to. I was going to go to do another more dates, but before I go to the other dates, let me just put a little review about my coach in here, and this will help explain why the other dates going forward. So this video is going to be about my coach Naomi, and this while I understand that people must have jobs and do a job and help coach people into a service, this service, I'm a white male, and I might have, and I got along with Naomi. Naomi, the whole time, she was a very cordial person. Um, I try to be very respectful to understanding that, like, well, she is doing a job and she's doing the best that she can and she's getting paid to do this job. At the end of the day, I was still spending X dollars and I'm trying to get a service to get, proper people that understood who I am moving forward. Not exactly who I am, but at least not be catfished or not try to mislead people into a date so I can have a fair, civil date with fair expectations and a good person to be with the rest of my life. And I was also on a learning journey. Some women may say this is an investment. I can find a guy, I can invest this money, and I can find a good guy who makes good money, and blah, blah, blah. Whereas a man, or at least my perspective was, this is an investment for help me learn how to date women, maybe date women who are more attractive than I maybe couldn't have the courage to talk to, in a sense. Also understand maybe what my priorities are, my musts are going forward, and understand while I might like this, and this, and maybe I do or don't want women who are working out. Maybe I don't necessarily need a woman who's exactly like I am. Maybe they can be a lot different or a little bit different, or maybe they don't have to be petite, etc. So that being said, Naomi is of African American descent, and that doesn't mean I'm racist at all. I'm just pointing out who she is. She is a person who is married with kids. She is a person who comes off as very bubbly, but as again, she is getting paid to do this. I have never met Naomi on the streets. I don't know where she lives, etc. I just know she lives somewhere in the Chicagoland region. But I found out, so a few months in, and this is also happens to be on other reviewers' videos, they encourage you to give reviews about It's Just Lunch. And so I said, and Naomi, about a month or so into the dating service, so about, and I think it was end of June, early July, they had asked me, they were doing a contest internally. And like I said in another video, It's Just Lunch they're independent franchises with each city. So, they're under a giant umbrella, but each city is kind of micromanaged under its own little person. I'm not sure who that is, etc. And so the contest was that they were having a contest, I think, with the Minneapolis side of things, and they were trying to have in the Chicagoland more better positive reviews versus the Minneapolis one. And so I said, you know what, Naomi, you've been super nice to me. I left a Google review. I left a Yelp review, and they were really nice. They were nicely written, not just 5 stars, but I made some nice notations, and I might edit it to this day, but I'm not sure if I want to. They're still accurate. They're still they basically say, hey, you have to be open-minded. people don't, you can't just get with anyone off the street just because they look good, and you have to actually work for it. And but I feel like Naomi was doing a great job, and she was trying the best that she could, and so I gave 5 stars at the time. Now, is that ethical? I don't know. But in exchange, after I did all that, and I gave her all these reviews, and they did, I think, win, I said, Naomi, in exchange, how about this? If I could get more dates per month going forward and keep those positive reviews, how about let's do that? And that is not technically like a legal thing to do, but she was allowing me to do that. Now, why did she allow me to do that? Well, that might be something that could be answered in a later video, and you'll understand that. But going forward, initially I had about 1 date per month for the first 2 months, maybe 3 months. But after that, I had about 3 dates a month. And so I got a lot more value out of my subscription than most people did. But a lot of people didn't know that. Now, I was also super nice to my coach. So I was not trying to ever be mean while they tried to match me as best they could based on what I was wanting and what other people were wanting. Now, you got to be mindful. I don't have a bachelor's degree, but yet I'm successful. And there's not a lot of people that are as successful as I am without a bachelor's degree. And there are some people as stuck up where they require a bachelor's degree to even talk to you, regardless if you make 6 figures or not, or whatever. I'm not saying how much I made or not. I'm just saying you can be successful and smart without a bachelor's degree. That being said, yeah, that is Naomi. She, I wouldn't necessarily say, though, that the coaches, now I understand you have to employ people, and I don't know how much she was making, but I found out later on that she did work from home, so she didn't actually go into an office. But that seems fine. If that's how the company wants to operate, it seems fine to me. All she's doing is making phone calls all day. But at times she, I would say that there were a couple times where she tried to match me, and it seemed like they either didn't write down enough notes on the profile for me, or they didn't understand who I was. And that being said, is in a future date, I was asking for, hey, find me someone closer to me, or someone more down to earth. And they brought up someone's name, and they said, oh, we might not think you'd be attractive to them, but are you allergic to cats? And I said, I have 2. And I had it clearly expressed that I had cats in my opening profile. Now, whether they wrote that down or not, that's kind of on them. So I kind of took it as, well, wouldn't you, if you were a smart company, now I'm assuming they're a smart company because they're taking your money, it's supposed to be a high-end, high-class company. I mean, the website presents itself like everyone's a CEO and it's on this magical journey and blah, 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 and you're there to meet people and be successful. And going forward, I kind of think it's kind of looser than that, because if I was running a company, I would say, okay, we have so many people here and we got to match them, and here's their commonalities, and let's try to match them based on this. And but these people are cat people. I'm not necessarily a cat person. I grew up with dogs. But that being said, I'm open-minded. I'm not allergic to either one. And they should know that. So, or at least have the profile up showing what I have and don't have and what I'm allergic to, etc., going forward. What other people's preferences are. Some people aren't open, I found out later, to leave the Chicagoland area at all. They're only open to the city of Chicago, and that's it. And that was kind of rough to experience because, you're wasting all this time to go on a date, and you find out they're not open to anyone outside of Chicago, even though they're supposed to be open to this broad area. Anyways, so that's where the part's going to lead into, where I'm going to experience multiple dates, and I'm going to more or less run more quickly through them than just go through every little aspect that we talk about, and etc. So I hope you enjoyed the video about Naomi. I will talk about Vanessa in a later video because of what happens after It's Just Lunch in my subscription. Anyways, goodbye for now. Thanks for listening. Be safe out there. Take care.